Hello, I'm Dale Carson, attorney, Jacksonville, Florida, author of the book Arrest Proof Yourself. I am a retired FBI agent and a former police officer out of Miami, Florida. I run a criminal defense law firm here in Jacksonville, Florida. About a year ago, I noticed that our revenue stream was becoming flat. And of course, as any business owner knows, that's cause for concern. We needed more cases, really. So I contacted some of the major internet companies that work primarily with the lawyers in an effort to increase our volume. And it did for a brief period of time, but then after that point in time, they wanted more money to continue, and it really wasn't economically prudent for us to continue to pay them money and not make sufficient to cover our costs and our other increased overhead. So I began the process of looking into finding another firm. And while looking on YouTube under unusual lawyer advertising, I found a group of guys called Enlightened Marketing. I called them and over Skype, and we had an initial free consult, and I really liked what they had to say. And I figured, what's to lose? We've got to do something. So we hired them for 90 days, and they promised they would put us on the first page of Google, and that we would have calls sufficient to merit hiring them and continuing to keep them on board. That was a win-win situation. So we hired them at what I consider a fairly even cost. It wasn't all that much. And lo and behold, in 90 days, we were on page 1 in Google. That's pretty phenomenal because they understand that it's no longer the old search engine optimization of 4 years ago. It's something entirely new. And it involves content, because Google now searches for viable content, current content, in order to increase your rankings. Well, they showed me how to do it, and it was effective. But then something really odd happened, and I've been doing this for a long time now, since 2000. And I've seen companies come and I've seen them go. But these folks said, you know what, Dale, we still don't have the call volume that we want. So we're not going to charge you anything until we get it where you need to have it. And then we'll work out a long-term maintenance agreement. That's pretty impressive. And it certainly welded me to them. And I can't speak highly enough about this group. If you're having concerns about your revenue stream, which many of us are in this day and age, because there are just too many lawyers, to be quite candid, and they're not charging enough money. So if you're a mid-range law firm, you have trouble making ends meet occasionally. So this is an opportunity for a free consult with these guys. If you like what they're talking about, you can call me if you have questions about who they are they real? I'd be happy to talk to you. And if you have a problem with them, I'm sure they'll make it right, because they have with me, and they've gone out of their way to see that not only we're successful, but along with them, they're successful. And that's what I look for in a partnership, as opposed to a hard contract where if they don't like what you're doing or you don't like what they're doing, you're stuck with one another. That's just wrong. If you have questions about my relationship with Enlightened Marketing, I'd be happy to talk to you. I'm Dale Carson, and I can be found at www.dalecarsonlaw.com.